Hey everyone, my name is Sarah and today I'll be showing you how to use Liquid Layout in Adobe InDesign. I'll be showing you both object-based and guide-based, but to start out with, we're going to start with object-based layouts. I've already got InDesign up and running and I've gone ahead and opened the test document, so I'll give you a little bit to go ahead and get caught up. What we're going to do first is make sure that our ruler size is in inches, and to do this we right click on the ruler. Yours will probably be in picas, and you just go ahead and you click inches. Next we're going to go ahead and get our page sizes set up. So to do that we're going to go to the page tool, which is right underneath the select tool. This drop down menu up here, we're going to go ahead and scroll down to the bottom and click custom. We need to name our custom page size, and for this tutorial I've chosen to resize and document to an iPad or note size. Type in 9.4 inches for the width and 6.6 inches for the height. Click Add and click OK. So as you can see, the document everything's just kind of running on top of each other. So we'll go back and view this in letter and make sure that you're in portrait. And we're going to start by setting some guides. We're going to start with the title of the document. When you click the title of the document, make sure that the blue border is surrounding it. If you don't get a blue border, just make sure again that you're viewing this document with the page tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to pin this object to the top of the page, and what that's going to do is keep a consistent amount of space between this object and the top margin of the page. So as you can see, everything else when we switch to landscape it shifts upward, but the title remains the same. It does the same if you actually would pin this to the bottom of the page. When you switch to landscape, it keeps the same distance from the title to the bottom of the page, and since the page layout gets smaller, it actually pushes it off of the page. So we'll just go edit, undo resize item until we see it back on the page, and we will just switch that back to be pinned to the top of the page. We're going to do the same with charity auction. So that way they're both consistently pinned to the top of the page. No matter what viewing we're using, they just float in the same type of area. So next we're going to be working with the photo and all this text. So go ahead and select that and make sure that you're seeing the blue bordered box. So what we're going to do is we are going to resize this object with the page width. And what that means is that when the page width changes, this object will resize relative to the page size. So when the page size gets a little thinner, the text will get a little thinner, and when the page gets a little wider, the text also gets a little wider. As this with the page height, it would get shorter but not wider, and we want this, for this purpose, we want it to be wider. We're also going to go ahead and pin this to the top of the page, to the left of the page, and to the right of the page. That way it just keeps the same type of spacing no matter what orientation and size we're viewing it in. So there you have it. That is your object-based guides for Liquid Layout in Adobe InDesign. Now let's get started using guide-based. So I've already opened up the DogDaze for guide-based liquid layouts from my desktop, and I'll give you a chance to do the same. We're going to do the same with the page setup by going to the page tool, letter, custom, and I've already entered my iPad note. I'll let you get a chance to do the same. Okay, let's get started. As you can see, the page kind of runs all over itself, so let's go back and view this in letter, portrait, and we're going to go to layout, liquid layout. That way your box comes up over on the side. Be sure to scroll down and click guide based. Alright, well what we're going to be doing first is we are going to be pulling a vertical guide all the way through the middle of the page, making sure that you pass the dog. This makes sure that the title and the subtitle can move freely with the document's width, and by passing the dog, we don't have to worry about that photo growing too large, as you can see. So for the text, we're going to be dragging our horizontal guide all the way down, once again passing the photo of the dog, and this again just makes sure that the dog doesn't get too large depending on the photo's height. Now for the dog, we're going to go to the Select tool, select that layout, liquid layout, and make sure that it's auto-fitting. That allows the dog to fit freely within the guides that are set. So as you can see, everything is looking great. And so that is it for the guide-based liquid layout rule.